Alright, reconnection successful. True Pearl, thank you for the follow. Pete337, thanks for the follow. Starting. Alright, let me get this back up and rolling.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Good evening, guys. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to wait for my stream to get back up here. Fortunately,
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
It's the downside of having your cell phone. Thanks for the follow, guys. Let me give it a shout out to True Pearl, Pete37. Thank you for the follow.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
West Coast Castle, thank you for the follow. Oh, goodness. It's catching up now. Badzilla, thank you for the host. West Coast Castle, thank you for the follow. Alright, so you guys let me know when I'm back, and then I'll continue on. I believe I'm back. I had, it's funny as I had, as you guys know, Old Man Farmer, how's it going? As some of you know, I use, obviously, my internet for my streaming service. And unfortunately, someone decided to give me a call while I'm streaming, and that cuts off my tethering capability. So you guys give me a thumbs up when we're ready to go. You're back? Good deal. All right. So where was I before I was really interrupted by a phone call? So it's just a good deal. Thanks for the heads up. All right. So as I said, I bought a skid steer, and I'm going to go in and buy the Bruks one Bigdaddy.
Fantasy Island.
I don't believe I already bought one. Nope. Old Man Farmer, thank you for the follow. Alright, so I'm going to go and purchase my Bruks one Bigdaddy. Whatever. Let me just make sure the colors work. And there's that. We'll buy a blue one. Okay, that's the first piece you got to buy. And the second piece you got to buy is the stump cutter, which isn't too much more. Alright, so this is what we got. I'm going to get out and show you before I drive over. So what I have is these invisible markers. You see the stump cutter blades. You see the stump cutter. I tried to line it up and make it. We tried to make it as easy as possible, so it's not too confusing. And these pieces are resettable in case something would happen. So the first part, little tricky part, is getting around. Notice the pipe is in down position, so it's not a problem. First thing you do is just unfold it, and then it attaches. Did I put the wrong one up? I might have put the wrong one up. Come look at it now.
Fantasy Island.
So I might have to redo that. Chasey Dog, thank you for the follow. And all I do is, did I just kill it? I did. Let me find the right one. Let me back out. I'm using the wrong one currently for some odd reason, so give me 1 sec. It shouldn't have been attaching way down there like it was. So let me go back out. See what we got. Make sure I got the right one. Class folder. The Bruks one Bigdaddy. I will double check my model. There it is. Now let me scroll over it here. It's color node, skid steer. Okay. It's the same as implement. Good deal. Alright. Well, you're going to see something live on air. I'm going to be adjusting this for some reason. The skid steer attached a little bit too high. So what I'm going to do is fix it right now. It should be... Let's check out what we got. Go back to my Farming Simulator 2017. This darn crash here last week with my motherboard is causing me havoc. So I just need to see where we're at. The Bruks one. And in worst case, attacher. Let's focus. Okay. So we have 7. Alright, 8. And 9. Alright, so it looks like it's more of 8. Question I have is, let me double check I will change that here quickly. I might have to create a whole new one. Let's try. Let's see how 9 looks for the skid steer. And I will update that right now. This motherboard crash killing me. Trying to get back to where I was previously here. Hey, Memoir, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well tonight. I was just mentioning to these guys, I had a motherboard crash last week, and I had to drive to out 80, probably past your area, neck of the woods, to a little town called Paterson, New Jersey, and I had to go to Micro Center, a computer place, to get a new motherboard, because my computer manufacturer who built my computer, they were on holiday all week, so unfortunately I couldn't get to them. Hey, Miss Izzy, how's it going? Hope all's well in your neck of the woods. Just going over this quick. You guys get to see me fix this one right on air here quick, because apparently I didn't do it right the first time. So, yep, see how it's connecting to the wrong one there? Alright, that's not a problem. It's connecting to the lower one, which is not, shouldn't be that big of an issue here. Yep, okay, not a problem. So it needs to be a little bit higher. Let me go scope out this one. Yeah, we don't, Oh, okay, Memoir. Gotcha, man. Yeah, I had to go there, unfortunately, because, yep, that one's good. Alright. That one's good. I'm just checking all my attacher points here, guys. I apologize for the wait. Just making sure. So let me try the telehandler one. So let me just... I will save this here quick. I'll be right back. I'm going to jump out here. Quit my game. And we'll adjust this attacher height right now. I'll just make a totally separate one, and I'll eyeball it. I'll get it close. So we go back to here. Let me go to my farming simulator. Games, documents, here it is. Alright, there it is. Perfect. And then we'll go to model and the Bruks zone. Okay, there's our Bruks. Now, let me get to this one. And I changed it to 09. Alright, so we're going to make this, we'll do 10 for the skid steer. And we'll add this right over here for now. And we'll just duplicate that. There's our 10. We'll focus in, zoom out. Needs to be a little bit higher. There we go. Let's see how this looks now. We'll save that up. Yeah, the Micro Center I can see it being a very addicting store. Unfortunately, that was the closest one, and they had what I needed, so I had to go over there for a motherboard. And I tell you what, the store, I'm glad it's as far away as it is. Otherwise, I'd be in big trouble with all the toys they had there. They had a lot of cool things that, unfortunately, the only thing I have around these parts is a Best Buy, and Best Buy just does not carry too many PC components, parts, however you want to deem it. Alright, so we'll go back into here, and we'll check out our attacher point height. Then what I'll do is I'll make sure to update the drop box as well. So when I go into here, let's see how she looks. Alright, still a little bit higher. Actually, a lot higher. Alright, so let me just jump out here. These are our fun things of getting the attacher joint just right. And then we'll go back into our Giants editor and just adjust that a little bit more. Yes, Amazon is great. My concern was I needed to troubleshoot to make sure it was the motherboard, unfortunately. So the only way to do that, I didn't want to buy a motherboard through Amazon because I know the one thing I do not like is Amazon returning As far as the shipping goes and stuff, it's a little trickier. They charged me, I think it was $7 to return and ship something that was pretty small. It'd have been cheaper if I paid for it out of like a UPS account, but it's one of those things. Alright. So let's raise this up a little bit more. There we go. Now let's give it a go. So during the process of troubleshooting, I had to make sure that it was the motherboard. I changed power supplies, I swapped out RAM, video cards, and this would not turn on. And then I put all of the new components into an older desktop and it worked just fine. So that's why I just wanted to make sure one last time that it was the motherboard, and thankfully Micro Center had the same exact model that I had currently. So it was nice to basically swap out, follow where cords were plugged in. Yep, St. David's, PA. I gotcha. Okay, Scott. Yeah. I know. I seen that was my second option. That if the Micro Center in Patterson didn't have it, I was going to head down there, and that's even further trip if I remember right, for myself. But that was my second option for sure. Oh, there we go. Much better. Okay, now we just need to move a little bit closer, guys, and then we'll be done with the tinkering of this guy. To my satisfaction, for sure. But it will work for the other ones as well. So we got the skid steer we're going to do, as well as the front end loaders, the tractor with our front end arms, and all that good jazz. You'll be able to knock out some trees in no time, especially on PV17. And just a reminder, guys, Dave's going to be coming up right after I'm done, hopefully 9 o'clock. Go over his show, any Q&As that you guys may have concerning Pleasant Valley 17 at this point. We both appreciate all your feedback on the map, any problems you're having. Thanks for posting there. We're just trying to get them all gathered and ironed out. It's a big help to try to gather them all in one spot, and I was trying to redo the forums, so it's a little bit neater, so it's not too tricky. Alright, so, no, I'm multitasking here. There was nothing in Allentown. As far as they had the Best Buy off of MacArthur. But as far as a strictly motherboard shop that I feel comfortable returning to, has a good return policy, I didn't find anything, unfortunately. Like even an Office Depot, the Staples, all those guys, they had available, but it wouldn't be able to ship. I wouldn't be able to get it that day. I'd have to have it shipped, and I want to get till the end of the week, and I just didn't want to deal with it at the end of the week, and so I just took the little road trip, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad of a drive. I mean, it's right off the major interstate here. You can get to Bruks here very short. I just got to make one small change. You can do the links as well, and it'll be in there. Now, the only one that I have to adjust is the skid steer, so I'm going to do is going to update that while I'm talking to you guys as well. So that way the Dropbox gets updated. So let's just check this out. Awesome. Alright, so that's good to go. So like as we were going, let me just tab out of here real quick. I'm going to do... Yeah, Patterson wasn't too bad. Like I said, it was right off of 80, so it wasn't too bad. Right off the highway, I was a little skeptical because I'm not a big city folk guy. I'm more of a country boy growing up, and I had to make sure I went to the right location. So what I'm going to do here quick, guys, is I'm going to update the Dropbox as we speak to get the Bruks. So that way you get the right one. I don't want to accidentally give you the wrong one. So I'm just going to delete that quick, and I'm going to re-upload it here to the Dropbox so you have the correct one. So we'll do it on the fly. There we go. And a couple seconds left. Might get a hiccup in the stream here. Just give you a heads up. Okay, that one's updated, so all the mods are good to go. And there we are. Excellent. Okay, guys, back to where we were. I apologize for the little hiccup in stream. Just at a... Yes, exactly, Memoir. I am a country guy, and as I emphasize, And I wasn't too keen. I actually got in and out of the car twice in the garage. I'm like, do I really want to go to Patterson? Like, I heard not so nice things about Patterson, and in the end, yes, I did go. And I hopped in the car and went, and I had my GPS, and thankfully I was paying attention as we went. And then hopped off, and yeah, I was in and out in Patterson in no time. But the Micro Center was unbelievably packed, in my opinion. The parking lot was full. Alright guys, so we have the skid steer here as well as the other implements. So I'm going to show you right now how to attach and add the extra item. So let me purchase that. I might already had one. There we go. We'll buy this. So there it is. Now, as I said before, when I got out, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 logos. This is what I came up with. You only have to do this once. And once you do this, then you're golden. So all you gotta do is drive it close. As you get close, you see the attacher in the lower... Let me back up. I had it here. It's a little tricky the first time. Right there it is. Oh, let me go forward. There we go. So right there, once you get the attacher, all you gotta do is hit the Q key, and you're now attached. How you notice that is watch over my logo. Up above the Bruks logo is my old-fashioned logo. But then once you have it attached, not only on the sides, also on the attacher side is the little emblem. So you're now attached. As well as down in your implement schema overlay, which is in the lower right-hand corner in front of your tractor, you now are good to go. The next item we need to do is unfold this. And I gotta find myself trees. And you start this up as well as your first implement. Now again, you only have to attach it one time. If you accidentally unattach it, you can just reattach it again. But because I felt bad about the starting equipment that I left you guys in PV17, whoever's in charge of the lumber, I'm sorry, and here's my makeup for you. It'll now attach to the skid steer, so that way you can pull right to a tree and take it down. And now these Bruks, again, realistically, unfortunately, skid steer does not have an attacher joint on the back. And it's good to go. I increased the cutting width of the saw. I increased the length of the stump grinder. So you're a little bit far away, but you're still getting it so that way you don't interfere with the rollers. And again, if you don't get the stump the first time, this is the nice part about it, is you can actually move it around and re-angle it if you want to. And you can also hit the stump from another angle if you wanted to. So I mean, this is the nice feature, is this thing goes all over the place. And, you know, it has its own capacity. So that way you really don't need a wagon. You know, realistically you should have a wagon. But it does have a very high capacity on it. And there goes that stump. So you can clear a forest pretty nicely with the starting equipment in PV17, which is the JCB skid steer. You know, again, my bad, but save up your money for this. It's definitely worth it. A worst case scenario, you get the cutter.
Yeah, baby!
And then you go from there. Whoops.
Great work, BD. Awesome mods.
Poot81, thank you for a $25 donation. Much appreciated, buddy. That'll be going towards my headset I gotta get tomorrow. Much appreciated. For some reason I didn't have my screen up there. Like I said, this now works for the skid steer. And you just keep plowing along until the stump disappears. You know, like I said, unfortunately, I wanted to incorporate all of it into one, but with Giants, what they did, I can't do the stump cutting part, which is the adding of the stump blades that you guys see. So yeah, this is, and then all you gotta do is pull up next to a wagon, or so if you pull up next to a wagon, obviously you'll empty into that, which I'll show you guys right here. There we go. And I'll start filling right there. Hey, KW, how's it going, buddy? Again, guys, exclamation point mods, and the Bruks will be in there, as well as the phrase, as well as the board palette that Def Gamer requested from me. So I ended up hooking him up with that. He requested it, and it's colorable, just like it was in 15. And like I said again, guys, if you don't want to go to a wagon, you just want to make a big pile of wood chips, hit lift Control I, and it'll start shooting. Now, what you gotta do is just make sure that you're seeing it on the ground visually. Where can you... Let me see here. Where can one plant trees? Oh, I think pretty much anywhere you can plant trees, I'm pretty sure. On PV-17, I don't think there's a restricted area per se. I mean, there's a lot of... If you're planting trees, I'm hoping it's a popular variety, because there are a ton of those around. I mean, there is trees everywhere on 17. The swamps, you name it. I mean, lots of locations. Now, let me get to the other ones here to show you guys how they work. So this is my favorite one, probably by far, or even the second favorite one, because you can actually put a wagon on the back of this as well. So this is the front end loader if you really want to get crazy. This is the regular 3-point. This is my least favorite, and this is my original. I believe it was Badzilla, or somebody in my stream. I apologize if it wasn't Badzilla. If it was, kudos to you, about with putting on the different attacher types, because it works good on certain tractors. On certain ones, it doesn't work. This is a pretty cool setup as well.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Choking Dog, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. This is probably one of my favorite setups because you can put on. This is a starting equipment tractor, so if you even play Goldcrest Valley, you just come on and play this one, and then you can hook it right up, and you'll be good to go. I'll grab this trailer right here, as a matter of fact. So it'll work with the starting equipment in Goldcrest. So if for some reason you are not by chance playing Pleasant Valley 17, which I'm thinking you should be, but... And then it should be going right in here. Let me start it up. Alright. Now, picked up my wagon. I just gotta find trees, guys. I'm sorry. I got piles of wood chips everywhere. And again, just like on a skid steer, you can have this nice adjustment, so you can get right down in there with it. And for some reason, you get a fussy one, just tilt it. You know, I like to hear the tree cutting noise, me personally, but you can do whatever you like. And of course, if I get on the tree stump, I would actually be able to grind it down. But I will show you also what happens if you don't happen to have tested on the field and it did not work to plant trees, not even on the grass near. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, good. Dad just watching, so he, he's going to be doing a Q&A right afterwards. So make sure to definitely let him know about that. I mean, he can look into it, as well. And he's listening. So he, we'll check that out. We haven't gotten that far yet, the planting trees. I know the popper ones definitely do plant, but no, thanks we appreciate that. Any feedback? Now, let me show you guys also, if you don't happen, yeah, he'll be right after my show here. He's going to be going on roughly at 9 o'clock. Hoping, yeah, we got a half hour yet. We're still good. So let me show you what happens if you just buy the Bruks without the stump cutter, and it's not a huge ordeal. There's that goes. Okay, so we dropped it. Now the fun part is seeing it and picking it back up in case you do drop it somewhere, but worst case scenario, you can reset that. And then all you do, if I can actually see, it'll just cut the tree down. So, I mean, you obviously leave the stump behind. The stump is a little bit higher, but you can always adjust your cutting angle if you want to get down a little bit lower. So if you don't feel like having it, I mean, there's really no reason not to have that unless you don't have the funds right away. And then you just sell some wood chips and you'll be able to get this thing, the attachment. But I mean, it fills this sucker up in no time. Is rubber banding normal when you play on PS4? Unfortunately, I'm on PC, and to be honest with you, when we notice rubber banding, it depends on your MS. uh, who you're connecting to as well. If you guys both have really good internet, it comes down, unfortunately, from my understanding with Farming Sim, it comes down to your weakest connection. So if you have somebody that has a really poor internet connection, they are pretty much, I think, your weakest link and might slow down the other players, from my understanding. I could be wrong in saying that, but I'm pretty sure I read that on Giants forums somewhere.
Welcome.
So
Fantasy
unfortunately,
Island.
your slowest connected person, I think, is probably what might be causing the issue. We played with a gentleman across the pond, as they say, in England, and he had not so good internet connection, believe it or not. And then that just caused our connections to be really bad, skipping or banding, as they always say. Yeah, yeah. Oh, hopefully you'll be planning soon. Yeah, unfortunately, the rubber banding, especially in multiplayer, yeah, it comes down to your weakest connection. If you have, and the key is, you could have, a really fast download, but if your upload is not too good, it could be causing that. It could be the amount of bales on the map. Not that I know of that being an issue in 17. I know it could have been in 15. But again, unfortunately, I haven't played it on a PS4 or even Xbox One. Strictly PC, and not politically correct. Just playing on a personal computer. As Hunter Farmer, he's playing on his Commodore 64, and it's running fantastic, he says, so that's a fantastic thing. Oh, we won't bother the cows there. Getting a little too close, apparently. So this is the one that'll go on your classic tractor, and like I said, it will, if you just afford, let me go into the store. Everything is under forestry equipment. This is 58 grand, and this is so 4,500. So for 62.5, you get a forest killing machine, in my opinion, and this thing will tear through them. So it's really nice. Like I said, unfortunately, the wood chips are super heavy, so it might cause this to go a little bit slower. But I mean, if you get the front end loader, you're up and down a mountainside. You're like a mountain goat. The thing is crazy. The way it tears through the wood chips, it's unbelievable. So let me go pick up my attachment over here. That way we can grind some stumps as well. There it is. Unfortunately, I know what to look for at this point. Otherwise, it could get a little tricky. I mean, it's a definitely different angle. Let me drop this trailer. That extra weight is just pretty crazy. I mean, it's a nice feature they added in. And like I said, you just pull up, and then eventually you will see the attacher joint. Come on. Unless no, I didn't bury it, so. Oh, there it was. My bad. That's the only tricky part, is once you get it off, to get it back on. Let's see here. There we go. And boom, there we go. We got that right back on. And again, as the dates go, we have the Bruks and Bigdaddy added today. The Phrase was added today, which is nothing special. It's just added in PV7 for PV17, you guys. Everything should work. As well as the board pallet fork, which DG wanted, which I'll show you guys what that is as well. I don't have any pallets on this particular map. This is just obviously Bullcrest. Oops, I don't need to cart this thing around. This thing has its own storage. So this will help get your production up in PV17. Now remember, also, once you reattach it, just make sure to turn it on. That's the only key. And then come on over here and hammer this out. There we go. That way you get the stumps afterwards. But it's what I came up with for a solution. If there's anything better or a better idea, please feel free, and I'll look at it and maybe make a version 2 if there's a better idea out there for this thing. And like I said, just keep adjusting the angle, worst case scenario, and there, it'll keep going. And there's still a little bit left, so that's not a problem. And that's a nice feature about putting on this tractor with the arms, or even a skid steer. You can really get down in there and get the nitty-gritty stumps that might be hard to get. Hey, 04 Paul, how's it going? And then go back over here. Like I said, I'll grab one of these wagons while I'm at it. So for all these configurations, it will work. Again, telehandler, don't go too crazy with the trailer size. Let me go over and grab a green one here. Yeah, I realize this is definitely it's on the books of unrealistic, but the Bruks in general I think is a little crazy. And this should hook right up if I remember correctly. I'm just trying to get a... I'm going to dump these chips right here. The capacity info for the Bruks, the quantity amount, it's... I don't want to say it's unlimited, but I have yet to hit a limit. I built a quarry-size mound of wood chips. Like, here, let me detach. I mean, like, we could spend, in my opinion, we spend pretty much probably the next half hour just going along getting these wood trips. It is a ridiculous amount. You know, my original intent wasn't to have a capacity on it, but how fast this thing filled up is just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it sucks it in. It doesn't tell you in the schema overlay the capacity, how much it's holding, but it's an absurd amount. It's pretty much, like I said, I have yet to hit a limit with it. I can, like I said, pretty much go around and I'll take out these trees and eventually hit a... I'll go fill up a big trailer in no time. Rest of this stump here. I mean, it's... Again, the sweet spot is... like I said, there is a sweet spot. And it's when you see the tree cutting, you hear the noise of the tree cutting saw, as well as you see it, you'll see it in... if you use the F1 menu. I mean, it just mows down the trees. It is ridiculous. It's just the tall trees are a little bit trickier because of everything else around them. But it should help out the guys that are PV-17 that drew the short stick per se and got the lumber area. I mean, it's fun to do the lumber. Don't get me wrong with this skid steer. It's very cool, but hopefully this will help you get a little bit faster. It took us quite some time to get the Scorpion in our version because this was not out yet. I was still working on it. And to be honest, I was kind of disappointed with the original authors in the fact of they released it and what you had to do, it didn't even do stumps. Oh, this is a little trickier one. So the original author, you actually had to get out, cut down the tree, and it would wood chip it, but it wouldn't even do stumps either. So that's why I wanted to get something close back to 15. So here, let me give you an idea. That's already filled, I believe. So what I'm going to do, I'll fold this up. This is... Now, I might need my other tractor because we did a big tree last time as well. Let me scooch over here to one of my tractors. Let's see here. Eventually, I will tab to it. There we go. Now, let me grab this. Yeah, as you see, I got wood chips piles all over this crazy map because I kept testing and testing and testing and testing. I accidentally saved it one time. Alright, so we're at 66% there. So what I'm going to do is let me go dump this over here. Thanks. Yeah, no, all the original credit goes to the Diamond Tracks guys, Diamond Tricks. They did the Bruks in 15, they did it in 17, and like I said, I don't want to say I was disappointed, but yeah, I was, when I saw the release of Armada Hoster, when all it did was do the wood chips, but you had to cut down the trees and get a separate stump grinder. I believe it was Mopar Dan over with over in the PV forums that did a Bruks all-in-one. It did everything that this one does. Like I said, unfortunately, with the new features in 17, there it goes. Now, let's see how much. So this is what the storage was. I know it's not listed, but the amount. Oh, there you go. Good deal. I didn't think this thing existed. To be honest with you, I thought for sure that it was a made-up piece of equipment. All right, so there's 31,000 right there. Now let me close this. How's it going, Andy? Hope it's going good, buddy. Like I said, I don't know if you used the original one or not, Andy, but I was, like I said, very disappointed with how it worked in 17. I thought it was lackluster, and it was missing the bells and whistles that I had in 15. That's what kind of got my motivation to modify theirs to do everything it did in 15. I hope they take what I did and make a version 2 of their own. That'd be awesome. Or they could figure out exactly how to do it with the way I did it, then that's great. But like I said, I think they ran into the same problem that I did. And like I said, once you add in the stump cutter features in the mod description for the Bruks, the all-in-one unit, it would chop down the tree, no problem. But it would also destroy the wood chips. It wouldn't let you actually create the chips. It would just destroy them, destroy the whole tree, which is unfortunate. Alright, so let me see. Was that all our chips in there? Alright, see how many more we got now. So that was one trailer full. So yeah, this thing, even though it does probably have a capacity, I have yet to hit the max on it. I bet you I'll probably fill another trailer's worth. But I really, like I said, I enjoyed it in 15. And as far as in 17, I was, again, just, I was hoping they would fix everything the way it was in 15, but they ran across the same problems that I did. I converted theirs from 15 to 17 originally, and I ran across that problem. I just put the brakes on. I figured these guys, they're much more towner than I, and they'll figure it out for sure. You know, they probably will. I no doubt about it. It's just at this point, it's a tough obstacle to get around, and this was my workaround, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, the amount of wood chips this thing pumps out, like I said, whoever I believe it was Badzilla. Again, if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in chat. I thought it was Badzilla that mentioned to do it with a telehandler as well as the front end loader. So you know, I know the front end loader one's a little crazy, but it's still a lot of fun to do. I mean, it's hard not to play around with this one. You get so... It is definitely unrealistic, but again, and it should hook up to a wagon. This thing boogies along at 26. Nice. Not sure if it'll hook up to this wagon, but we'll give it a shot. Sure enough. Alright. So this will also do... There it goes. I apparently had wood chips in there. Wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, there it goes. Filled that sucker right up. Alright, there's 8,000. Let me go dump my wood chips off over here. Yeah, I mean, the amount of wood chips is just crazy. I'll probably fill it right back up. There she goes. How much did I have in there? Alright, well, that was 8,000. Alright, I might have to... There. Let me just turn this off a second and pull ahead. Otherwise, I think I'm going to keep filling. Let me see if I can mountain goat up the hill here. Definitely like it, because like I said, you can get, whoops, if I don't drive over the rock first. It's not a rock crawler. Again, I don't know if she's going to make it up here, but we'll give everything she's got. There we go. It's probably better with the classic tractor. Crank this up. And again, this one should work the same for any of those hard to reach places. There we go. So you can pretty much just take out a whole mountainside, whether it's in Goldcrest, whether it's in Pleasant Valley 17, feel free. Your own map, whatever it may be. Opus 17, PV 17. We'd appreciate that. This will work in any map, so. Now the tricky part is getting it lined up because it has the articulated steering gear, so it's a little trickier. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. Could be a little touchy, where the tractor seems to be a little less touchy, in my opinion. There we go. Especially a keyboard, it's definitely a little tricky for myself. Just, let's give it a little bit of wiggle and you're good to go. Like I said, if for some reason the stump doesn't go away, just hit it with a different angle, tilt it a little bit differently, and you're good to go. There it goes. That's all you got to do. Like I said, the original 3-point attacher for the front was nice, but this gives you a lot more play as opposed to working on a mountainside. Just taking her all out. No, the amount of wood chips should be the same because it comes down to the Bruks, the actual piece on the front. So what you're attaching to it should not change the amount. Yep, ready for multiplayer, dedicated server, whatever you want to use. Again, PC only though, unfortunately, guys. This thing has some scripts in it and will not run on PS4 or Xbox, and to get them there, Giants has quite the list of requirements to get in there. Tibby 95, thank you for following. Over 100 hours already. Sweet. That's awesome. Glad to see, glad to see. Oh, the max is set at 55,000. Good to know. I have yet hit the max for this thing. It just keeps going, but I'm sure it'll just keep cutting down and cutting down. I was hoping it wasn't too crazy, but that is kind of nuts. So feel free, if you don't want to have capacity, change it to 0, whatever you like. That way, I like a little bit of capacity on it. That way you can free roam with it. You don't need to pull a trailer behind you. And I'm going to go diving off the cliff here. But then the cool part is I just like this part. I guess I have a problem with making heaps around here.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Menu 199726. Thank you for the follow. Wow. Did Goldcrest have that in there? I want to say yes. That's a pretty rough bump. Look at that. Woo. That is wicked. Alright, so let's do our It's time to get out the wood chipper cannon and fire away. And we'll build up our pile of wood chips. Hence why most of my trees are gone, as you guys see. You still have problems with the admin logging a PV17 loose HUD. Alright, first thing I would suggest, you know, it's just easy to troubleshoot. I saw you, I think you posted your log over in a forum. I'm trying to remember, I looked at it briefly. I'm pretty sure you might have had some extra mods in there, and I thought there's one that was thrown in Lua errors at the end there. What I would recommend, if you do me a favor, is just load up the map without the mods in, and go in as an admin and see if that error is still there. If it is, then let me know. If it's not, then it's either a mod conflict or a bad mod. I'm just trying to remember all the ones you had listed there. But I forgot offhand. I read through the forums real quick today. But that's I wanted to get back to. I did see you posted there. So my guess was an additional mod that might be in there that might be causing the issue, if I had to guess. Just by quick looking at it. Like I said, just load up the map by itself. And it should work, because we have no problems, and we don't have very many mods, to be honest with you. Yeah, so if you just load with the map, I think should be good. Just the map by itself, without any mods. Load it up and give it a try, and try logging into the admin. And see if the HUD's still there. It should still be there. If you're losing HUD, like I said, I thought there were Lua errors, and it might have been from another mod. I just didn't, off the top of my head, I forget which mod it could have been or might have been. You know, but it's hard to narrow it down, and the easiest way is to start adding one at a time besides the essentials that Dave included. But again, you know, like I said, the Bruks will attach to this, the JCB, the telly, the front end loader, the front end arms, or the 3-point attacher as well. So this is the old original one, and like I said, you just lower it and go to town. But me personally, I like again, whoever came up with the idea of putting on the front end loader, it's awesome. It's a really awesome idea. There's that one. Let me drop this over here just so I can show you. Now, the other thing was... Wasn't under miscellaneous? Did I open the wrong one? Let's see here. Let me make sure I have it. I thought I had it in here. I might not have had it in the folder, which is very possible. Nope. Okay, let's go back to the other item I had. And let's see if that's in the folder. Is it under telly? Nope. Let's keep looking here. Front end loader. Nope, not under there either. Alright. There's that. Okay, those mods are in there. Let me see what other mods are in here. Lizard trucks, combines, okay. Just checking out all the mods here. I thought I had the freeze in there. Okay. Well, I'm going to save this quick. Go out. Any color choice. Yes. Yes. Any color you want. Let me do a quick save game. I'm going to hop out. Make sure I have all the mods that I have in there. In the list. Let me quit. Yes, any color choice you want. So the LS phrase is right there. I think my mod folder switcher is acting up, which wouldn't surprise me. I'm sure I know it's user error. So let's do the class folder one more time. Woo! Alright, and we'll load that up. My personal opinion, I probably didn't select it from here. If I had a guess, that's what I'm guessing. Pink? Oh, shoot. We have a lavender header. that one of the guys on our server did, Lars. We have a lavender header. Also have the lavender header that I did as well, which I could probably give you guys. Just thinking about it now. But let me, alright, make sure those are all loaded. This is the other one that came out, was a wood crusher, which wasn't too bad, but it was a knockoff of the Bruks. So let me load this up. Now that I have the mods selected, so they were there in the folder, they just weren't selected. It's something I always have to get used to from, I'm sure you guys are probably used to it by now, is selecting the mods you want activated in that game. I always forget to activate them, expecting like 15 where it loads up all the time. As long as it's in that folder. So there it is. Pick. Pink. Shoot. Yeah, no. No pink, unfortunately. Not even sure what the closest to pink would be. I'm guessing this. However, let me just purchase this. And again, just everything should be air free. You'll see my Bruks up near the top loads in. The Bruks Un and the BD stump cutter all load in. No errors. So you should be good to go. I'm going to scroll up here. Yeah, everything's fine. So everything's good to go. Lavender seems to not completely harvest or something. Okay. Well, as I mentioned, that's good to know. Bad, we appreciate it. We'll let, in a little bit here, let me see what time we got. In about a couple minutes, I'm going to be done wrapping up here. I'll pass over to Dave. And he has a Q&A, and please let him know. And also helps if you guys post over on the forums as well if you haven't done so. That way we can try to keep track of any or all issues that might come up.
Dave entered channel.
Howdy.
Hey, just hanging out until you're done.
Oh, no problem. Welcome aboard.
Thanks.
Alright, so what we got is this guy here. Of course, take out the stop sign, but we'll go over. Oh, my nice little pile of wood chips here. Yes, there's something about it. I just enjoyed. Got all these wood chips all over the place here. Yes, you first must unfold the tool, and this is a very cool mod as well. This is awesome to have. And that way, you can go around and pick up your wood chips wherever the piles may be. So if you have, I mean, you really don't need this unless you just start hit the capacity of 55 it was, and you go right back on there. So this should knock out the forest in no time. Again, that was the links included. I didn't do anything but make sure it's air free, guys. All credit goes to the original modder. And it works great on Pleasant Valley 17. It does the silt. Pretty sure it does gravel, sand. I can't confirm or deny that for sure. I haven't played around with those. But from what guys are telling me that it does work. But yeah, this thing works pretty darn cool. It also works with, obviously all the crops. So that's this one. The phrase that was also put the link in tonight as well. And last but not least, let me get the last one. I believe it's under front loaders. Yep, there it is. So unfortunately, this is colorable, but pink is not a color choice. It's like the red. Obviously, hence my logo. So let's go back over to here. Fun part is, let me see if I probably had left it out here, didn't I? Yeah, the telly. Let me see if I can find my classic tractor around here. I just enjoy my classic tractor. It's simple, and I think that it's really nice starting tractor. So I skipped through all my vehicles. It's probably the last one here. There it is. Right in the store. There you go. Works on. Awesome. Now, one thing too, for the one that's out there, one thing I did have to fix, and thanks to Pievs for pointing it out to me, this might not work. Is it the telly? There it is. And that way, when you want to unload your boards, it has unfold. If I don't take out the light bulb. So the unfold and the folding of the ears, as I like to call them. So they'll open and close so you can clamp down on the boards and haul that around. Now, back to the phrase for 1 second. One thing we noticed, Pievs, that stops by Dave's stream and my stream as well, he said to me, "Hey Jeff," he goes, "if you accidentally run that phrase into the water, there's no way to reset it." I said, "What do you mean?" And come to find out, it had a feature in the mod description called non-tabbable.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Will B6, thank you for the follow. In the PDA, it was non-selectable, so this would actually not show up. Now, I added this. I took the non-tabbable part out of the mod description. I actually struck it out, and now you're able to reset this, and it appears on the PDA. So, the one that's out there, it currently you cannot, from my understanding, you cannot reset it unless they did a revised version. But this one, like I said, is air-free, and you can also reset it as well. So I just hit the reset, hit OK, and back to the shop we go. And there it sits somewhere. Here it is, gray. Blends in with everything else. So you're now able to reset it, and that'll make POs happy, and I'll update our server whenever the time comes with this, as well as the Bruks. But like I said, the new ones tonight are the big one is the Bruks, as well as the stump cutter add-on for it as well. The phrase, like I said, just made sure it was error-free, and you can now reset it, and it appears on the PDA. And then again, the board clamps, however you want to deem them. I'm not quite sure what they all attach to. I made them for DG, so he was able to move boards around, pallets of boards around real easy. So everybody should be happy. So we're wrapping that up. Let me see. We're at 9:02. I'm cutting into Dave just a little bit here, so I didn't run too long. I even had an interference call. A friend of mine called, and unfortunately I used my phone to tether, so it cut me off because my home internet is not so good. So that should be it for tonight. If there's any concerns or problems with the Bruks or any other mods that were released tonight, just let me know in the forums. Shoot me a message, personal message in the forums, Dropbox, anything you may need. Yes, there is actually over on, it's a group that switched off, or I don't want to say that they kind of split a little bit with FSUK. I think they're called Mod Central, and they have Farming Simulator like extended features, and one of the features is non-tabbable. So the pallet forks are also included if you do exclamation point mods. They're included in that Dropbox link as well. They are called the board pallet forks, FS17 board pallet forks. They weren't converted over yet to 17, so DG asked if someone could do it, and I went ahead and did for him. He's such a great guy. And of course they're colorable, just like in 15, so they are good to go. I still gotta do the boards for the trailer. That is next on my list. I spent tons of hours on this Bruks. This thing gave me nightmares. There's actually, I can't tell you how many times I actually took the whole file and just dumped it in the recycle bin because of the fact that it got so frustrating with the conflicting of the functions in there. Thanks, guys. No problem. Anytime. Hey, Maki, how's it going? Yeah, no, I wanted this out. I know a couple people were looking forward to it, myself included. And like I said, when the original came out, I was a little. Again, I don't want to harp on the fact that I felt I wanted more. I thought these guys would perfect it. They do really good stuff, hands down. I just wanted to get the added features in that were in 15.
Dave moved to farming channel.
So good, man. Glad you're doing good. Like I said, exclamation point mods in the top 3 with today's date on it. It'll say added on 1/6/17. They'll be the ones that were added in. It'll be the Bruks, it'll be the phrase, which is just fixed up, and now is resettable, as well as the board pallet forks. So, it'll be good to go. Thanks, guys. Like I said, I don't take credit for the original mods. They're not mine. I just fix them or make them work to what I think they should be or what they were. I try to work around with giants, kind of like through the wrench in the mix to help fix things up. Yeah, so it's the Bruks on Bigdaddy, the phrase, and also the board palette forks. Everything else you guys should have, but I do want to update. The next thing is on my list is definitely the flatbed. Um, I don't want to bore you guys and go into details of how it's done. How it was. I'll try to give you a quick synopsis, the Cliff Note version of how it's done. So in 15, how it was everything was registered basically as a bale type, and then also it looked for basically the suffix palette. So what you did was you registered a bale type of, for instance, Pepsi palette. It could have been the wood pallets. It could have been board pallets. However you want to deem it, and then basically from there you're able to just toggle through it. You put it in the vehicle XML, you put it in the mod description, the 110 entries, etc. Yeah, you can load the board pallets, but just be careful because they'll blow all over the place. They don't look good. I'm not happy with how they do it, and I don't think the UAL guys did anything new because they're running into the same hiccup that I am. I have a workaround. So I took a couple hours and I tried putting in the FS15 scripts to register them as bales, but unfortunately it did not work to this point. But what I'll do is I'll create another entry in the mod description and I will register the boards and I'll have them stack. I'm going to try to put, like I said, my original thought is I could picture, I believe 8. So it's going to be 4 and 4 on the bottom layer and then 4 and 4 on the top layer so we get a total of 8. Right, exactly, bad. So that's why it's a that it's such a hairy fine line. I can't tell you how many discussions we have, even internally in our group. Talk about that. I leave everything original. The guys that did the models, God bless, because I don't. That's one step, of learning. I know like AutoCAD and I do more of the I went to school for CAD, but as far as the design like Blender and Maya and all that, I don't want to step into that because I think I'm gonna take away from all my playing time. I'll probably want to do a lot of those models. So for these guys that do it, it's great. It's just I try to clean them up, make everything error free, and add features to them that I think that should be there, or that were there in 15. I just had to work around to get them to work. You know. So, but long story short, with the trailer again, they register them as bales, and with 17, they register them differently. So basically, what's happening is you have the wool pallets are registering, a little bit different than they were from 15 to 17. So how they're registered and how they're defining them in the Lewis script for the universal auto load is what's causing an issue right now. But I coming up with an idea. Like I said, I think I can get that trailer going. You have that fixed? Awesome, Andy. Sweet. So like I said, if you have that fixed, that's sweet, man, because that's a good deal. Like I said, I had an idea of how I envision it, but man, if you got it, that's sweet. Good deal. Um, as far as that's what I got for tonight, guys. Like I said, sorry for the delay. Had a motherboard short out on me and had to get replaced and make sure I'm up and running and so forth. So, any questions? Feel free. Shoot me on the forums. Shoot me here in a message. I'll be sticking around. Cool, Andy. If you got it fixed, yes, that'd be sweet, man. I'd appreciate it, and I'll give you credits for that. Not a problem at all. I would appreciate it. Hey, Sire, how's it going, buddy? So, like I said, guys, exclamation point mods. Feel free to get the last 3 if you have the others already, and go use them on PV17. And if you have any issues, like I said, shoot me a message, either private message on Twitch, go over to the forum, shoot me a private message, or even post in the mods section for PV17 if you need help with something. So that's all I got. I'll wait for Dave to work his way back down, and Dave will be doing a Q&A for PV17. No problem, Emlar. Thanks for stopping by, man. I do it because I enjoy it. That's it. It makes the reason I made the Bruks, like I said, a #1 priority was because of the fact that I chose by mistake. I chose the wood area on PV17,
Dave
and
entered
I
channel.
thought it was a good idea to do the skid steer because I'd never buy it again, and unfortunately that kind of hurt me. But you all good to go?
I am.
Alrighty, I'm gonna say goodbye and I'll pass them on over.
Sounds good.
Alright guys, I'm wrapping up. So I am done for tonight. Like I said, any questions, concerns, feel free, shoot me a message and we'll get it fixed up for you guys. So again, Dave is taking over now with a Q&A for PV17. Thanks for swinging by, and we'll catch you all later. I will be in Dave's stream as well, so if something pops up right then and there, just private message me, and we'll get it worked out. So have a good night, guys, and it's going to be passed over to Dave.